Iconic, eccentric, unforgettable, Diane Keaton, the Oscar-winning actress who redefined comedy and style in Hollywood, has died at 79. In a career that spanned over 5 decades, she left an indelible mark on film, from the mobster's wife in The Godfather to the quirky romantic lead in Annie Hall. Today, the entertainment world is in mourning. This is her story, and the legacy she leaves behind. The news broke late yesterday, October 11, 2025, first reported by People magazine and confirmed by producer Dory Rath, who worked closely with Keaton on several projects. Rath told CNN simply, "Diane was a force. Her timing, her wit, her way of seeing the world were all heartbroken." At the time of this report, no official cause of death has been released. A spokesperson for the Los Angeles Fire Department confirmed to CNN that paramedics responded to a medical call at Keaton's home early Saturday morning, transporting an individual to a nearby hospital. The Los Angeles Police Department has deferred questions to the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office, which, as of our latest check, has no record on file. Keaton's representatives have not yet issued a formal statement, but her family has requested privacy during this difficult time. Born Diane Hall on January 5, 1946 in Los Angeles, California, Keaton was the eldest of 4 children to homemaker Dorothy Deanne and civil engineer John Hall. She adopted her mother's maiden name professionally to avoid confusion with another actress. From a young age, the stage called to her, inspired, as she once shared in a 2004 Fresh Air interview with Terry Gross, by watching her mother compete in beauty pageants. "I saw that curtain open," Keaton recalled, her voice light with that signature whimsy even in memory. "And there was my mom, sparkling under the lights. I thought, I'd like that for myself." That spark ignited a lifetime pursuit of performance, one that would blend vulnerability, humor, and an unapologetic eccentricity. Keaton's path to stardom wasn't a straight line. It was more like one of her own meandering, hat-tilted walks through a Woody Allen film. She studied drama at Santa Ana College and later at the Neighborhood Playhouse School of the Theater in New York City. Her Broadway debut came in 1968 with the groundbreaking musical Hair, where she played the role of Sheila. But Keaton, ever the individualist, made headlines not for her performance alone, but for her principled stand. She refused to appear nude in a pivotal scene, turning down a $50 bonus, a not insignificant sum in those days. "It just wasn't me," she later said in her memoir, Then Again. "I had to draw that line." That integrity caught the eye of directors, and soon she was transitioning to the silver screen. Her film debut was a small role in Lovers and Other Strangers in 1970, but it was 1972's The Godfather that catapulted her into the stratosphere. Directed by Francis Ford Coppola, the epic crime saga cast Keaton as Kay Adams, the intelligent outsider wife to Al Pacino's brooding Michael Corleone. It was a role that demanded subtlety amid the film's operatic violence, Kay's quiet unraveling as she navigates the Corleone family's dark underbelly. Critics praised Keaton's portrayal for its emotional depth. She brought a grounded humanity to a character often overshadowed by the men around her. Pacino himself, in a 2012 interview, reflected on their chemistry. "Diane had this way of making the impossible feel real. She was the calm in the storm." The Godfather trilogy would become a cornerstone of her career, with Keaton reprising Kay in The Godfather Part 2 in 1974, earning her first Oscar nomination for Best Actress, and again in 1990's Part 3. But it was her collaboration with Woody Allen that truly showcased her comedic genius. Their professional and personal relationship, which lasted from the late 1960s to the early 1980s, produced some of cinema's most beloved neurotic romances. Films like Sleeper in 1973, where Keaton played a revolutionary opposite Allen's bumbling dentist-turned-rebel, and Play It Again, Sam in 1972, highlighted her impeccable timing. Yet, it was 1977's Annie Hall that sealed her legend. Directed by and co-starring Allen, the film was a semi-autobiographical romp through modern love, breaking the fourth wall and blending stand-up with surreal vignettes. Keaton's Annie, a free-spirited singer with a penchant for oversized menswear, was a revelation. She won the Academy Award for Best Actress, beating out stiff competition including Jane Fonda and Marsha Mason. In her acceptance speech on April 3, 1978, Keaton quipped, "This is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Thank you, Woody, and thank you to all the people who made this possible." Offstage, she credited the role with changing her life. "Annie let me be messy, be real. She wasn't perfect, and neither was I." Annie Hall didn't just win Oscars, it won the cultural conversation. Keaton's style, baggy trousers, vests, ties, and that signature boater hat, became a feminist fashion statement, predating grunge by decades. As she told Vogue in 2011, "I just wore what felt right. Men's clothes were comfortable, and I liked the androgyny. It was my armor." That look, born of practicality, influenced generations, from Madonna's wardrobe choices to modern icons like Emma Stone. Keaton's post-Annie Hall years proved she was no one-trick pony. While she thrived in comedy, her dramatic chops shone in darker fare. In 1977's Looking for Mr. Goodbar, based on the Judith Rosner novel, she portrayed a schoolteacher descending into a dangerous nightlife, earning raves for a raw, unflinching heart-wrenching performance that tackled themes of addiction and loneliness. It was a risky role, controversial for its intensity, but Keaton embraced it. "Comedy is my comfort zone," she admitted in a 1987 interview. "But drama? That's where you dig deep. It's scary, but that's the point." The 1980s brought Reds in 1981, Warren Beatty's sprawling epic about American journalist John Reed and his love affair with Louise Bryant, played by Keaton. The film swept the Oscars with 3 wins, including Best Director for Beatty, and snagged Keaton her second Best Actress nod. Their on-screen passion mirrored a real-life friendship. Beatty later called her the heart of the film, fearless and alive. Then came Baby Boom in 1987, a delightful fish-out-of-water tale where Keaton's high-powered executive inherits a baby and flees Manhattan for rural Vermont. Co-starring Sam Shepard, it blended laughs with poignant insights on work-life balance. Prescient even then. Keaton's character, J.C. Wyatt, was every woman, ambitious yet adrift. "It reminded me of my own fears," Keaton shared in a 1988 People profile. "What if I can't have it all? But the movie says you can. Just redefine all." The film grossed over $76 million and spawned a TV series, cementing Keaton as a box office draw. The 1990s were a powerhouse era. In 1996's The First Wives Club, Keaton joined forces with Goldie Hawn and Bette Midler as dumped spouses plotting revenge on their exes. Directed by Hugh Wilson, the film was a razor-sharp satire on aging in Hollywood, raking in $181 million worldwide. Keaton's Elise Elliott, the fading starlet, delivered lines like, "I'm not a victim, I'm a villain," with pitch-perfect pathos. Midler, in today's tribute, remembered her as hilarious, a complete original, without guile or competitiveness. Hawn echoed that, writing on Instagram, "We agreed to grow old together. Shine your fairy dust up there, girlfriend." That same decade, Keaton earned her 3rd Oscar nomination for 1996's Marvin's Room, a wrenching family drama opposite Meryl Streep and a young Leonardo DiCaprio. As Bessie, a woman caring for her ailing sister and father, Keaton peeled back layers of regret and resilience. Streep, in a 2017 roundtable, praised her. "Diane makes the ordinary extraordinary. She doesn't act, she inhabits." The film, adapted from Scott McPherson's play, explored illness and reconciliation with a tenderness that lingered. Keaton's producing and directing talents also flourished. She directed Unstrung Heroes in 1995, a quirky coming-of-age story starring Andie MacDowell, based on her brother Rick's memoir. It earned critical acclaim for its offbeat charm. "Directing was terrifying," she confessed in a 1996 Vanity Fair piece, "but it felt like storytelling on my terms." She followed with Hanging Up in 2000, starring Meg Ryan and Lisa Kudrow as estranged sisters, a project close to her heart, drawing from her own family dynamics. Over 30 years, her producing credits included everything from Heaven in 1987 to the recent Maybe I Do in 2003, where she shared the screen with Richard Gere and Susan Sarandon. Far from fading, Keaton's 2000s and beyond were a renaissance. In 2003's Something's Gotta Give, Nancy Meyers' romantic comedy cast her as Erica Berry, a playwright navigating love with Jack Nicholson's Harry and Keanu Reeves' Julian. At 57, Keaton became the rare leading lady her age, earning her 4th Oscar nod. "I was terrified," she told Oprah in 2004, "but Nancy said, 'You're the sexiest woman alive.' And suddenly, I believed it." The film grossed $266 million, proving audiences craved stories of mature romance. 2005's The Family Stone, a holiday dramedy with Sarah Jessica Parker and Dermot Mulroney, saw Keaton as Sybil Stone, the bohemian matriarch whose progressive family clashes with her son's wasp bride. Her performance, warm, witty, edged with mortality, made it a modern Christmas staple. Director Thomas Bezucha called her the film's soul. She made chaos feel like home. Into her 70s, Keaton showed no signs of slowing. Book Club in 2018 paired her with Jane Fonda, Candice Bergen, and Mary Steenburgen as vivacious widows devouring erotica and rediscovering life. The sequel, Book Club: The Next Chapter in 2003, took them to Italy, grossing $23 million amid pandemic recoveries. Fonda's tribute today captured it perfectly. "Diane was always a spark of life and light. Unique is what she was." Bergen added to Fox News, "A true artist, gifted, talented, modest, eccentric. I will miss her terribly." Steenburgen called her magic. "What a wonder she was." Last year, Keaton starred in Summer Camp with Kathy Bates and Alfre Woodard, a comedy about rival camp directors reuniting as adults. And per her IMDb, projects like a film with Blake Lively and Richard Gere were in development. "Age is just a number," she joked in a 2023 ARP interview. "At 77, everything seems more astonishing, like, oh my goodness, look at that sycamore tree. Why didn't I see that before?" Off-screen, Keaton was fiercely independent. She never married, attributing it to her mother's sacrifices. In a 2021 Interview magazine essay, she wrote, "She had 4 kids, and I was the firstborn. I saw how much she gave up. I didn't want to give up my independence." With trademark humor, she added, "By the way, no one has ever asked me to marry them. It's seizure." In her 50s, she adopted daughter Dexter in 1996 and son Duke in 2001, embracing single motherhood. "Before kids, I worried only only about myself," she told Life in 2005. Now, it's rule number 1. Secretly worry without letting them know. Her homes, filled with books, photos, and architectural salvage, reflected her creative spirit, detailed in memoirs like Then Again in 2011 and Brother and Sister in 2024. Keaton's influence extended beyond acting. An amateur photographer like her mother, she published books like The House That Pinterest Built. Her fashion line with accessory designer Kay Unger celebrated her menswear aesthetic. And her philanthropy, supporting adoption and women's rights, was quiet but steadfast. The outpouring has been swift and heartfelt. Steve Martin, her father of the bride co-star from 91 and 95, shared a humorous clip from a 2021 interview where Keaton deadpanned to Martin Short's question, "Who's sexier, me or Steve Martin?" Her reply, "I mean, you're both idiots." Martin captioned it, "Don't know who first posted this, but it sums up our delightful relationship with Diane." Kimberly Williams Paisley, who played their on-screen daughter, commented, "I can absolutely hear her saying that." Don Johnson from Book Club told Fox News Digital, "Diane Keaton, what a trip. She was one of those unique actresses that once she'd realized a character, you just couldn't imagine anyone else." And Woody Allen, through a representative, issued a rare statement. "Diane was my muse, my partner in crime. Annie Hall was us. Joyful, complicated, eternal." Fans, too, are flooding social media. On X, "Thank you, Diane," trends with clips from her films and personal stories. One user wrote, "Her laugh in Annie Hall got me through breakups. Rest in style, Diane." Another, "From Kay Corleone's quiet strength to Elisa's fabulous revenge, she was everything." As of this evening, October 12, 2025, updates remain limited. The medical examiner's office promises a report once the investigation concludes, and a private family service is expected soon. Keaton is survived by Dexter and Duke, who released a joint statement via People. "Mom was our light, quirky, loving, endlessly curious. She taught us to embrace the la-di-da in life. Please respect our privacy as we grieve." Diane Keaton didn't just act. She lived boldly, unapologetically herself. In a 2010 NPR chat, she summed it up, "I'm more inclined to live comfortably in the world of humor, but life's too short not to feel it all." Her fairy dust, as Goldie Hawn put it, scatters across screens and souls forever. For now, Hollywood pauses to remember. Memorial tributes are planned by the Academy and AFI, with retrospectives likely on TCM and streaming platforms. We'll keep you updated as more details emerge. If Diane's story moved you, share your favorite role in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more in-depth coverage. This has been your Trending Shows signing off with a nod to